National parks are home to both some of the greatest wonders in the world and some of the most famous, intriguing, and tragic unsolved mysteries. Ironically, the most well-known and beautiful landscapes we see on postcards are also home to some of the most disturbing stories. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we'll be taking a look at 3 accounts of brave people who faced the dangers of the wilderness. Stephen Grunwald, discovered in the Rocky Mountain National Park. 24-year-old Stephen Grunwald of Greenville, New York, was seen alive for the last time in Boulder, Colorado on August 28, 2020. On September 10th, he was reported missing, but tragically, he had already passed away by August 29th. Grunwald's friends became concerned after he did not return from a hiking trip they believed he planned to take in the Rocky Mountain National Park. Grunwald had been roaming the area for a while, as he was considering moving there. Towards the beginning of the search, park rangers located his vehicle parked at the Glacier Gorge trailhead. It was assumed that he had attempted the Glacier Gorge Traverse. The trail is difficult, stretching 19 miles and home to 11 peak summits. But Grunwald was known as someone well suited to the outdoors. Unfortunately, after the discovery of the car, the search went downhill. They could not proceed because a storm that had arrived in the area on September 8th left 10 inches of snow in the park, along with 50-mile-per-hour winds and an 11-degree wind chill. Searchers had to wait for the storm to end to actually search the trail. Only a few days later, they were covering serious terrain on the Glacier Gorge. They looked around rocks and fields, but couldn't search the steep alpine areas because of ice buildup. Grunwald's body was found on September 14th. On this day, the weather had warmed up to the 60s and conditions became more favorable to search the entire area. The searchers camped in Lake Powell the night before and resumed activity early on Monday. Aerial searches were conducted on both days as well. A dog team from the Front Range Rescue greatly contributed to the finding of Grunwald's body, which was quickly transported by helicopter to a landing zone and then to the Larimer County Coroner's for an autopsy. Apparently, loss of life is not uncommon in the Rocky Mountain National Park. 7 other passings were reported in this same year. The coroner officially deemed Grunwald's loss of life an accident caused by multiple blunt force injuries. While foul play is not suspected, the specific conditions of his passing remain a mystery. Michael Fissery, Yosemite National Park. 51-year-old Michael Allen Fissery, avid hiker, sadly took his last hike on June 15, 2005 in the Hetch Hetchy Reservoir in Yosemite National Park. He had planned the solo journey to cover Rancheria Falls, Till Mountain, and Lake Vernon. Fissery was last seen heading up towards the mountain on the Pacific Crest Trail. His family became concerned when he did not arrive back home on June 19th. This date marked 4 days since Fissery embarked on the hike, and also the day his wilderness permit expired. 2 days later, on June 21st, his family phoned the Park Service and the search had begun. The search consisted of professionals from 5 counties and included aerial searches and rescue dogs. The only thing ever uncovered by the search was a backpack found near Till Mountain, with a topographical map, camera, and bottle of water. Fissery is still missing to this day and as of 2018 remained on the National Park Service's cold cases list. On April 5th, 2012, 7 years after Fissery's disappearance, a comment was displayed in the National Park's Traveller. The author claimed to be Michael's brother, who warns readers about precautions his brother seemed to be missing on his journey. The comment reads, "Michael Fissery, the hiker mentioned above who disappeared in Yosemite in 2005, was my brother. While Michael was never reliant upon technology, I firmly believe he was not adequately prepared for his hike in terms of the equipment he did carry. He apparently deviated from his planned route, which made the search much more difficult. I strongly recommend all hikers to consult any variety of pack lists found on the internet, focusing on the 10 essentials. Please make sure to leave a planned itinerary with at least one person and stick to it. Please, if only for the sake of those who are waiting for you at home, do not attempt even a day hike without being adequately prepared. While Fishery's lack of supplies remains a plausible contributor to circumstances of his loss of life, the lack of evidence is odd. The Park Service spent $452,000 on running a comprehensive search, only to end with only one clue. Searches like this often turn up clothes, equipment, or remains. It is also strange that a backpacker with more than 30 years of wilderness experience would leave behind a backpack. So far, no one has been able to offer sufficient motivation for why Fishery would have abandoned supplies in the first place. Ruthanne Rupert, Yosemite National Park. Ruthanne Rupert is another case of hike turned into tragedy. She was last seen on August 14, 2000, in the Curry Village area of Yosemite National Park at noon. She had originally planned to join a group backpacking in the park, but an eye infection that sent her to Yosemite Valley Medical Clinic also caused her to fall behind the group. Undeterred from adventure, she is believed to have attempted a solo day hike from Yosemite Falls to the Forester area. Rupert was confident in the park, having made 2 trips previously. In general, she is known as a highly experienced backpacker, even making it to the top of Tanzania's Mount Kilimanjaro with a frozen foot. The hike she originally planned to do before the group moved on without her was a 30-mile trip in the backcountry that takes 7 days. The strange part of her decision to explore her own path was that she only took a sweater and minimal other necessities. She did not contact any friends or family about where she planned to go or where she would return. Evidence relating to her disappearance was not found until 2008, 8 years later, when her backpack was uncovered in the Fireplace Creek drainage. This location is along her presumed hiking route, but nothing else has ever been found. Her family has made statements to suggest that Rupert does not match the profile of a runaway and that they suspect foul play. To this day, no one is quite sure where Rupert is, if she is alive, why she took on a new route, and why she did not take proper supplies. Clearly, national parks are not always the spirited paradises they're told to be. It seems some spots are more dangerous than others. Yosemite, which features in 2 of these cases, accounts for about a quarter of the money the National Park Service spent on search and rescue. Hopefully, these stories don't discourage you from adventure, but remind you to always be prepared. But what do you make of these national park mysteries? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below and help us by growing this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.